Good morning, friends. How's everyone doing today? Today we're taking a mini garden tour over at the inn at Leola Village. You are welcome to come and visit this garden for free. They have a little coffee shop where you can grab a coffee in the morning. And I really wanted to focus on how most of the gardens and most of the garden rooms here are either quite small or quite narrow. And I thought we could all get some really great ideas on gardening in small spaces or narrow walkways. So right now we're in what they call the herb garden, and they've utilized a lot of side planters. It appears to me that they're just using railroad ties. And so here they have some beautiful sage and basils, but I love how they mix in both native plants and common annuals that you would find at your big box store. So we see some echinacea here, and as we travel through this set of 5 arches, I see that they have hops growing over this beautiful tunnel that they've created. And I thought it was interesting that they took a narrow space and were still able to divide it into 2 sections. You have this narrow walkway, but then on the side of us, you also have a canal that is overspill for the fountain that we saw at the beginning. So I thought it was really interesting and helpful to see that they're still kind of dividing this small walkway into 2 separate areas. And they're also utilizing space here on the arches by adding in boxes, and they're just putting in some petunias. So I thought this was just a really fun mix. Edibles, ornamentals, native plants, climbing plants. You can see they're repeating the dill there. They have some Russian sage. It's just such a fun place to walk through. And if I had to guess, I would say we're looking at about maybe 15 feet in terms of width. And they've added in lots of garden ornaments still. We have statues, we have metal globes there around the autumn joy sedum. And isn't it just fun to see what people create in small spaces? Sometimes I think that creating a small garden is easier than creating a large garden. Would you agree with that? So now we're transitioning into the vegetable garden. And so they have this great area where you're just walking through lilies. And you can see we have some orange tiger lilies here. And they're also planning for months of color. So you can see they probably had some bearded iris in bloom in late May. They have some boxwoods here for structure. And now it's great because we couldn't see this from the start of our tour, but now we enter into the second garden room. We have a big emerald green arborvitae on our left. And I believe what's growing over this archway is trumpet vine. Now in my area, trumpet vine can be pretty aggressive, but it seems that they're keeping it under control here. So we're walking over the bridge together, over that canal that connects the 2 gardens. I'm not sure if we can enter this garden, so I'll stay outside for now. But this is great too, because this is really a very narrow but long garden. We're probably looking at a width of about 8 to 10 feet wide, but in terms of length, maybe 40 feet long. So 40 feet long by 10 feet wide if I just had to guess, but they're still utilizing the space and getting 6 different raised beds into that garden. So now let's walk into the next garden room. I see they had some peonies in bloom in late May and June. And on the other side of the canal, there was daylilies, some skip laurel there, kind of blocking the view from the vegetable garden into the next garden room, which they call the white garden. And since the light is shining from the other direction, let me take us to the other gate. So we've got some knockout roses on the left-hand side. You can see all the hydrangeas in our area are just really suffering in this heat wave we've been having. It's been almost 100 degrees day in and day out, 90% humidity. I think you could stand out there watering every single day, almost all day, and the hydrangeas still just wouldn't look their best. So we're about to hit another secret room, and I really loved this area. You could have a little secret conversation over in this hidden garden. I think they're using holly on the right side of the screen, and they're using Rose of Sharon and some other plants that I'm not really sure of. So let me know if you can ID the plants we're looking at straight ahead. Over on the left there, I did see a Rose of Sharon. But it's just nice to have this little hidden moment in the garden before you enter what is the largest garden on the property, which is called the White Garden. So we're at the inn at Leola Village, and they do weddings here. And it appears to me that this area is probably lawn mainly, so they can set up a lot of chairs. But then on this hillside, they have a white garden that I really wanted to show you. So they have laurel in the back, and then they have some shrubs repeating themselves. It looks to me like we have sweet spire, some kind of a panicle hydrangea, and then hostas. So we're going to have those sweet spires blooming first, followed by the panicle hydrangeas. Perhaps the hostas bloom white. But it's just nice to see what you can do in really small spaces. And if you want to visit this property, like I said, it's completely free. I want to wish you a wonderful day out there in your gardens. Let me know what you created in a small or narrow space, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye, friends.